Hi, I'm Arden Compton, and I want to share some thoughts with you today about forgiveness and why it's in our best interest to forgive those who have hurt us or wronged us, offended us in some way. There's two directions we could go with this. One is forgiving others, and the other is forgiving ourselves. On this video, I'm going to focus on forgiving others. I think I'll do a separate video on forgiving self. A lot of the same principles will apply, but I'm going to put my focus on the need to forgive others. So why should we forgive others? Why is that in our best interest to forgive others? When we don't forgive others, we hang on to feelings of resentment or anger or bitterness or something to that effect. We remain in pain. Having a condemning heart towards somebody else is a heavy burden. A condemning heart leads to pain within us, and that's not in our best interest. And when we don't forgive somebody else that has wronged us, we remain their victim in some way. If somebody does something hurtful to me, then at that moment I am their victim. They're the bad guy, I'm the good guy. They've now hurt me. How long do I remain their victim? Well, I remain their victim until I forgive them. As long as they need my forgiveness, I'm their victim and I remain in pain. It's like a tether, a cord attaching me to the pain they put into my life. Resentment is like that tether, and it keeps us stuck, and we can't move forward, we can't move away, we can't let it go because what they did was wrong. And so we stay in pain as if we need to be in pain to prove that we've been hurt. And there's a lot of twists on this as to why we hang on to the pain of the past. Some people say, well, I can't forgive, I don't want to let them get away with it. Well, I'm not saying you let them get away with it. I can't tell you what action you should take in regard to whatever it was that happened. Maybe there's legal action you should take. Maybe you should say to somebody, I'm sorry, you can't come in my home anymore. You're no longer trustworthy, or you can't be around my children, or you can no longer be my accountant. You took some of my money. Whatever it is, you might need to take action. And forgiving doesn't mean you forego appropriate action to address whatever it was that happened. Okay, it's not letting somebody get away with something, nor is it condoning it or sweeping under the rug or saying, no. It's simply letting go of condemning judgment. It's letting go of blame. It's letting God be the judge. Now, I say the word God. God has a lot of layers of meaning or possible interpretations. The word God means different things to different people. So when I say the word God, or if I say the word Christ, think of the most loving, benevolent, divine entity you can imagine. I don't know what your tradition is, what your background is, but think of a loving, divine being that has your best interest in mind, that cares about you, that is interested in what is best for you. When I say God or I say Christ, I'm referring to that type of a being. That is the true nature of our divine source, you could say. So to forgive is simply to let go of being the judge and turning that over to God or to Christ or to a divine benevolent source and saying, okay, I'm going to let you be the judge. None of us can see each other clearly, so we can't know what it's like to be in another person's shoes. Why did they do what they did? We can't say for sure. And so it's essential that we forgive them for our own peace of mind, so that we can rest and let go of the burden of a condemning heart. So I want to lead you through a visualization where I want you to visualize what I'm going to describe. Okay, I'm going to have you close your eyes and try to picture what I'm describing, but allow the details to, allow your mind to fill in the details, or your spirit to fill in the details. I'm not going to give you the specifics of some of this, but see what shows up in your mind's eye. Some scriptures use the phrase an eye of faith, exercise an eye of faith. When we have an eye of faith, we're seeing in our mind's eye what we don't see with our physical eye, and trusting in something that we can't see. And so as we do this visualization, you're going to see in your mind's eye. You're going to exercise an eye of faith and apply some principles towards forgiving others. So think of somebody that you have resentment towards, or you're angry towards, or it feels like, I don't know, angst of some kind, somebody that you haven't forgiven. And you might even try the phrase, think of this person, whoever it is, or group, or entity, or institution, whatever it is, and say, I have completely forgiven this person. Okay, how does that land? Does it feel comfortably true to say, I've completely forgiven this person, I've completely forgiven this person for hurting me, or whatever they did? I have completely forgiven this person. Is there resistance to that statement? Is there doubt? Is there skepticism? And is there just an outright no way? Or just I don't know if I have or not. If it doesn't feel 100% comfortably true, then hopefully this exercise will help. And when we're done, repeat that phrase. I have completely forgiven this person or institution for such and such. And see if it feels comfortably true. Because if it doesn't, then you're still a victim and you're still suffering because of what they did. Okay? So I want you to close your eyes and just allow yourself to see yourself someplace peaceful, someplace where you're safe, maybe a mountain meadow or a lovely flower garden or someplace nice. Maybe it's a room in your home. I don't know. Just someplace where you're safe and at peace. Now, as you see yourself in this setting, I want you to imagine that the person or people, there might be multiple people in this scenario, or it might be an institution. Well, I'm just going to say the word person, but this person enters the scene, and see them coming forward, and they're going to give you something. And make sure your eyes are closed. You don't need to see me as I describe these things. They're going to give you something that represents the hurt they caused you. And it could be any object. Put a shape to this pain that you're carrying. And it could be a rock, it could be a knife, it could be a hate note, it could be a cactus, it could be a snake, it could be a bucket of tar they throw on you. I don't know what it's going to be. Pause for a moment. What do they give you? And I want you just have it solid in your mind's eye. What are you now seeing that they've given you? Okay, now that you've got this, whatever it is that they've given you, I want you to focus on them and repeat out loud after me. Say, all that has happened that has led me to have this, and you define the object or whatever it was they put into your life, all that happened that has put this into my life are things from the past. Hurtful things. Things that I don't think should have happened. Unfair things. Things that were wrong or bad or abusive in some way. But there's no way to rewind and undo the fact that this is what happened. I accept what happened is what happened. I accept that the unacceptable has happened. And I let go of all efforts to try to negotiate a better past, to make it so that this never did happen. And I choose to let go of condemning you for condemning me. I'm letting go of being your judge. I'm letting go of condemning judgment against you, because I don't know what it's like to be you. I've never spent one moment in your shoes, so I will let God be your judge. He's the only one that sees you and me clearly. I let go of all demands for justice. In my heart, whatever action needs to be taken or is appropriate to take, in my heart, I'm letting go of the demand for justice. I'm letting go of the cry of revenge. And I hope for you all the healing available through Christ. I hope that you find the healing in your life that you need. And I'm completely forgiving you for all that you said and did, or all that wasn't said and wasn't done that was hurtful to me. And I am turning you over to God and hope the very best for you. Now in your mind's eye, I want you to imagine, and I will say the words, Christ appears. Christ, God, loving divine source, whatever works best for you. I will use the word Christ in this scenario. If that's a word that doesn't work for you, you imagine a source of divinity that is light and love and compassion and mercy, complete understanding comes into this scene. And as Christ, or this divine source, is there, full of light and love and compassion, he simply says, calling you by name, whatever your name is, he says, give that object or objects to me. Whatever it is, he's asking you to turn it over to him, to place it in his hands, or to drop it. He doesn't want you to carry it anymore. Can you see yourself giving this to Christ, or this loving divine source? Can you just let it go? Take your time. This might take a minute. Pause the video if you need to. Once you've given it to him, what does he do with it? What becomes of it? Ultimately, we want Christ to remove it from the scene. I don't know how he's going to do it, what he's going to do, but if you just see him holding it, ask him to completely remove it from the scene. Take a minute and see what happens. Once he's removed it from the scene, imagine he steps forward and he places his hands on the top of your head. And he speaks words of love and healing and forgiveness and kindness and divine counsel. And as his hands are on your head and I don't know what specific words you may or may not hear, but the brilliant light that emanates from him moves down into your head. I want you to take in a deep breath. And as you do, see if you can see and feel in your mind's eye this light entering your mind. And when you exhale, you're letting go of bitterness or resentment or anger or vengeance. Take in another breath and see if you can feel that light moving further into your being. And again, as you exhale, you're letting go of darkness and hurt and whatever it is that you're holding on to, have been holding on to. Take in as many breaths as you need to see that healing light filling your entire being, and exhaling and letting go of the pain of the past. Once you see yourself full of that light, and if you feel like he's done speaking loving words of comfort and healing, imagine he just comes around and gives you a big bear hug. You're loved, you're cherished, you are of infinite worth. Your value is beyond priceless. Now go ahead and open your eyes and pause for a moment. Take another breath maybe. Say the phrase, I have completely forgiven such and such for so and so. Does that feel any different? Is there any change to the pain, the resentment, the anger, the frustration, whatever it was, the vengeance, whatever it was that you were holding on to? Does that feel any less? Is there still some there? If there is, then you can repeat this exercise and maybe tweak a little bit. This is not a set script. This is just an exercise that can be modified depending upon your inspiration. But I encourage you, please, for your own sake, forgive those who have offended you, that have hurt you, that have abused you, and however horrific it may have been. Whether they deserve it or not is not the point. Sometimes a person, well, they don't deserve it yet. They've got to apologize. Well, they might not ever apologize. They might go to their grave without apologizing. Don't postpone your healing waiting for them to finally admit they did something wrong, or to finally ask for your forgiveness. That'd be great if they do, but what if they never do? Healing is available to you now. So use this exercise or anything similar to it to help you in the process of having a change of heart, having your heart softened, so that you can let go of whatever poison is in your heart. If you haven't forgiven somebody, there's poison in your heart, whether you know it or not. And of course, we don't want to be the bad guy. No, it's not poison in my heart there. We want to point the finger of blame at the person that hurt us. That's very natural and normal. But there's poison in your heart. As long as you're holding on to resentment or vengeance or anger or hate or bitterness, that's poison to you. So let it go. Turn it over to Christ. Turn it over to the divine. Be at peace. Even though you've been hurt in the past, you don't have to carry that pain in the present. I've used this metaphor in another video, and this is super simplistic, but if somebody puts a rock in your shoe, let's just say somebody doing something hurtful is similar to a rock in the shoe. Somebody puts a rock in your shoe, well, that's hurtful, but how long does the rock stay in the shoe? Okay, the person that put the rock in the shoe isn't going to take it out. How long the rock stays in the shoe is up to us. And we can use this exercise to help us get the rock out of the shoe. In fact, you could even visualize that in this exercise. The person steps forward and puts a rock in your shoe, and you got to give your shoe to Christ. I can chuckle about it. Sometimes this happens very quickly. Sometimes it takes people a half hour, 45 minutes to step through this, because it's hard to let go sometimes of, but it's not fair. Oh, but they really hurt me. Oh, but it's not okay. I understand all that. Well, I don't know if I understand. In a way I understand, but I don't know what it's like to be in your shoes either. Whatever it is, no matter how wrong it was, let it go. Let go of the bitterness and whatever the poison in your heart is. And then you'll be in a better position to discern more clearly what action you should or shouldn't take. If you take action out of vengeance, action out of anger, action out of bitterness, resentful action, that's likely to make things worse. It's likely to be a regrettable choice. It's when you can let go of all of whatever the poison in your heart is, that you can see clearly what your action should be. And then you can take that action without anger, without resentment, without vengeance. Just take right action because it's right action. And then you'll be much more likely to make a wise choice and be at peace as you move forward. I hope this has been helpful for you. Feel free to reach out to me if I can be of service in any way. God bless you.